Oh, we're streaming live on YouTube.
It appears to be live on YouTube.
Yeah, that's what it says, live on YouTube.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. If you can hear us or see anyone out there, I have no idea.
Okay, now you got to link that to the church.
Now we have to, yeah. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I see that we are live on YouTube. There are 2 watching.
So we best behave ourselves.
That's right. I'm going
Is
to
this off of the church's website or Facebook?
I'm going to link it back over to that just a moment.
Okay.
There's 3 of us watching now. Well, probably 2 of us are already on this Zoom.
Who's the one not on the Zoom?
Oh, 2 people watching. Someone hung up.
Oh. Someone was like, I'll
We're
check
trying to
this.
get set up, having some technical
No,
difficulties.
never mind.
Hey, Trudy, it's a 1600.
Okay. Thanks.
1 watching now. Well, there you go.
That's me.
Which one of y'all
I
quit?
am too, so they're jacked up.
Since we can't-
So, do you have, Philip, do you have like a wireless extender or anything like that in your home?
No, I don't need it. It's not. We're not. The issue isn't connecting. The issue is the speed that the modem is putting out.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, so I posted that on our Facebook. Let's see. People will click the link and join us over here on YouTube. I have no idea.
Oh, I see what you did.
There it is.
So I posted a link
On YouTube?
on our Facebook that's connecting to our YouTube. I have no idea if this will work.
I see us on there.
Okay, so
Can people?
I posted that on our Facebook. Oh, let's see. Okay, so that's someone's audio coming through on there. Join us over here on YouTube. You can hear it? Yeah. Okay, so Kara can see it.
On Facebook?
She saw the post and she connected them to the YouTube.
I'm watching it right now.
So you can actually do a little chat over here on the side. Hello, everyone. We're learning all this technology together. Okay, well,
So you can chat through this too?
yeah, you see the little,
I haven't gotten there yet.
so
So
if you open your YouTube up, you can
Okay.
see it over on the right-hand side. There should be the chat window over there. 5 are watching now. I can see.
We have to get more and more creative each time we do this, it seems like, to try to just talk to our church.
There are more and more steps.
You know, step down, Satan.
that's right. I don't see the chat window though.
Is any? Oh, is it just showing up
It-
for me? Maybe.
For me, it's on the right.
Yeah.
Yep, on the right.
How do we see who's watching?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if you can.
If you're here, you have to say hello, or we will never know.
Yeah, we can't just do shout outs anymore.
No
like, oh,
shout
thank you
outs.
for joining us.
No, it's a mystery.
It is.
We're waiting for the first person to comment. They get
But
a
we know you're
prize.
there.
Right now, it's staff in the church commenting, which means staff and staff.
That's me, which is me. Oh boy, we have 9 people on here. Is that all of us?
I'm on.
If I count the boxes, let's see, 1, 2,
We have
3,
8
4, 5, 6.
plus.
1 non-staff member on.
Oh. If you are joining us, you have to say hello, or we will not know you are here.
It's good to see Kara.
There's Kara. All right, so that's Kara sitting out in the living room here. She's on.
Thanks for joining us, Kara.
All right. Well, here we go. A little different than we're used to.
It's just one more small step, right?
It also seems like this is
This
a
is
lot more delayed than Facebook Live. So if you watch,
oh, it
we're
totally is.
30
This is-
seconds delayed on
different.
YouTube compared to Zoom.
Yes. This is the difference though between tire kickers and car buyers. Like tire kickers are people who will be there on Facebook Live because it's there in their scroll on what they're used to using. This one small step to go and click one link is the car buyer step. Like that's the person who is committed to hearing and seeing this dialogue. And so far that.
So what can I do in
Enjoy your-
30 seconds? I could like the Flash. I could do something in 30 seconds and be right back here and nobody's going to miss it.
Well, except for the 30 seconds that you actually are gone later.
Yeah.
It's still video.
Listen, so Kara says, do I
Darn.
count as a staff or a member? How about you're a staff member?
You're both.
Actually, we could have Kara do the little project at the church, with the geese.
Oh yeah,
Project.
yeah.
But she's definitely both because she's staff at the preschool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if I can.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Rochester Preschool. Committed to excellence, training our children up.
The ways of the Lord.
Dave, you were talking about Flash. We watched Sonic last night.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah. It was I enjoyed it. I liked it more than I thought I would. It was fun.
I don't know why. That's one that's obviously probably not pulled at my heartstrings yet, but and I think I heard Dan commenting. Maybe it was on your podcast, Dan. You didn't order. What was the movie that kind of released ahead of time?
Trolls, because it
Trolls.
was $20 to rent,
Trolls.
not $20 to buy.
Right, but
We
still,
thought-
$20 is cheaper than what you could have taken your family to see the movie, right?
Oh, absolutely. But there's just something about paying $20 to rent a movie that I just found
I'm doing that.
against my nature.
Yeah, but I mean, like from a cost perspective, though, $20. I mean, even my family of just three, we're saving if we. Now, I didn't see Trolls. I didn't buy the $20. It better
let me
be
tell
a,
you,
it better be a movie that's worth my time if I'm going to pay $20.
Right. So I was on the edge of whether we should get it or not. So I went on IMDb or Rotten Tomatoes or one of those to check out the ratings.
Yeah.
And it had like a 60%. So that sent me over the edge of I'm just gonna wait. So
Well,
I didn't want to spend $20 on a D caliber movie.
Well, let me see if we can stir up some controversy here, because I'll tell you that in my house, I have two girls that would probably really like to see that Jeremy Camp film, the I Still Believe film. And I'm basically kind of waiting it out because I think at the end of this month, it's going to be available on Amazon Prime. So that'll be free to me, or at least I'm paying for my Prime service, but
You can
I
get it
don't
at
want to pay
Redbox.
$20. I don't want to pay $20 to go see it. And I don't need to go out of my house right now to the Redbox. So I'm okay.
I'm like, it is at Redbox, but you got to get out to get it.
Yeah, and I don't mind that. I guess my this is where the controversy comes in. I certainly appreciate our movies that are produced, but I'm a little leery of some of the not so great acting that's sometimes done in our faithful films. So
Oh, look,
There it
there
goes.
you go. Kara says we rented it, assuming we're talking about Trolls 2. It was okay. First one was much better. I would recommend waiting. Thank you for all right, validating that decision. I appreciate that, Kara.
Lady Glitter Sparkles?
All right, so what's up with you guys? How was your week? What's
That's-
going on in all your families? Anything exciting?
That's
Thank you
interesting. Watching YouTube right now, when someone's talking, it went to full screen.
Oh,
yeah.
it did.
It what?
Did I do that? Let me see.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
you just have to
I may have done that because let me see if it goes back here. we're all learning this together.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, here we go.
Now, one of the cool things I've seen on Facebook is people receiving your game, Adam. That's been exciting to see all the people.
Yes.
Shout outs to Godspeed, even playing the game.
Yeah.
Spending 4 hours learning the rules and then
Yep.
playing the game. So, congratulations again, man. That is, I can't imagine that feeling. I'm sure it's really wonderful.
It's crazy awesome to get to know that I've made something that other people thought was good enough to invest in, and most of them at this point seem to be pleased. And that's really validating. That feels really good. I can't wait to get my copies today. They are out for delivery right now. And so I will get to see it firsthand. I did technically see one copy of it firsthand. And I can say I'm super thrilled with the way it came out. I think it looks fantastic. The only thing that I wish was a little better was the card quality. The cards are a little thin. Now, you have to understand though, in gameplay, you don't hold the cards like it's not like poker cards where you have a handful of cards that you just constantly have in your hands. They're usually on the table in front of you, either face down or face up. And so it's not, I don't know, you don't necessarily need the cards to be a better quality, but they do feel real thin. So that, if I could change one thing, would be that. But honestly, that'd be a big cost on what was already an expensive game. And so I get it. And all in all, people seem to be reacting very positively to the gameplay and to most of the product. And so pretty thrilled. It is a cool thing to do. It's a cool thing.
Well,
You know, I feel like there's some sort of a spiritual significance to this, that the guy who creates all this is the last one who gets to actually enjoy it. It's like God created the world and the universe. He dabbled with it all, and then we've gotten to enjoy it, and then he doesn't get to do anything with it till the end. There's like something about that.
Yeah, we're definitely getting ours later than most everyone else in the United States, but that's okay. We played it literally over 150 times before we got it published, and then we had to play it a ton more during playtesting. So we've played the snot out of that game back when it was alpacas taking over the world, before the retheme into space and stuff. But we've played it a bunch, but I look forward to playing it in my own copy. Of course, I want to play that, but I honestly, the world may have known it as Marilyn, but we know her as Norma Jean, right? And so it'll always be Alpaca Lips in my heart. I know what that game is. No, but it's super fun.
well, Adam, you want to know what happened? Just like Lisa Carnes' stuff that got into the Pontiac distribution depot for mail, that's where your copies went. And so they're delivering your copy.
They went to Lake Orion
of Godspeed by foot.
There will not be a mule carrying it that walks by like there will be with the Carnes' package that is coming from Pontiac. That thing is being shipped by carrier pigeon. It is taking a while. But mine is being shipped. It's not UPS, so it's not what Brian can do for me, but it is FedEx, and they at least know that I have a package. So anytime I check and track with the United States Postal Service, they're like, "Wait, you sent what?" And with FedEx, they're like, "Oh yeah, you got a package in the system somewhere." And with UPS, they're like, "Oh, that's going to be delivered Thursday at 4 p.m." And so, it depends on what you get. Today, I'm drinking from a mug that my young adults got me. It's a little prideful. It says, "Absolute top guy, Adam, give thanks for his awesomeness."
Wow.
I think Jake and Sarah. Yeah, I think Jake and Sarah picked this out for me. I don't know, but I enjoy this. It is nice. it's got the metal here, which is pretty nice. I feel like I'm camping.
Mm-hmm.
You should put it in the microwave.
Yeah, see what happens. Hey, Adam, how many copies did officially sell through your Kickstarter?
6. No, he made a ton.
No, I mean,
Well,
no,
Adam
I'm
didn't make
for
it
total.
make
I'm
the-
just looking for how many.
making-
I
copies.
believe close to 2,000. I believe around 22 to 2,300. So it did very well.
That's
And
very
that's
cool.
just the
Yeah, I
first,
made someone
right?
a lot of money.
Now, when do you expect that to probably produce for the masses?
It will be in game stores June 17th.
Okay. So, like, in other words,
You'll be able to pick it up in game
Public.
friendly local games.
They'll just be sitting in shelves while the doors
They-
are closed.
There are quite a few game stores right now that are open for curbside pickup.
Mhm.
So if you have if you have a local game store, you can call them, prepay, and then walk in and pick it up. But they don't have theirs yet, so it is coming. Julaine Hughes has found a typo on one of the power tiles.
Oh, no.
Whoa! What's the typo?
Uh-oh.
And then there is one card misprint that we found. Bob Stewart found a card misprint that says there's a bonus, but there's no bonus. So there are a couple little glitches, but and what's funny is we've all looked over those files so many times. And I don't know, like, I can't explain why half of that's that way, but like so many eyes looked over it so many times, and then you get it, and there are still typos. Like I would like to know, Julaine, if you can tell me which one has the typo, because that's sad. But Amy Greenwood is getting hers finally. That's good.
Now,
You know,
I
Kickstarter
told-
has an interesting thing where you have to also follow up and do a pledge manager. And if you don't do the pledge manager, then they don't send you anything. They're like, oh, you didn't finish. And so you have to call them then and be like, hey, I did do it. Scepter is misspelled as Sceptor. Oh. Well, all right.
Where's the spell check when you need it for that? Run,
I think you need to get Julaine's eyes on all those.
Yeah.
apparently. Did she get a bonus card for finding that?
Well, we mean a Sceptor, which is a larger version of a scepter. I didn't know.
It's the singular.
All part of the plan.
Plural.
Well, maybe it's
In the future, in the retro future, they spelled that word with an O.
It's actually the old English.
And so,
That's how they used to spell it.
yeah. Well, yes. And sceptors are the larger versions of scepters, and often imbued with mighty powers. Sceptors are.
Isn't
It's like that.
Didn't Skeletor have a Sceptor? I think that's what. Yeah.
Yes. No, that's a good point. Yes, and that's that's what we were going for.
Yeah. Clearly.
And it's sort of like there's raptors, right? Raptors.
tractors.
Those are the larger versions of raptor. Yeah. Raptors are the smaller ones that turned into chickens. Everything else was a raptor, and that's what they made the movies about.
How many
And
power
Julaine
tiles?
says-
It's spelled correctly in other places. Well, that's not good.
Where is that theory?
Adam, how many power tiles?
Those
How
are the
many
parts
power
I
tiles
mentioned.
are there? How many of those?
I gotta be
power
honest,
tiles?
if you had asked me to spell scepter, I would have guessed ER or OR. It would have been a complete guess because I didn't win my spelling bee.
Right.
We learned that on Monday. I'm not a bad speller, but there are certain words that I'm totally not sure about.
Well, once again, if you're jumping on here with us, feel free to share how your family's doing, what you all are up to, and now the beginning of week 9 of stay-at-home order in Michigan. What we could be praying about. We'd love to be praying for you, or if you want to send us prayer requests to respond at Rochester COC and all of our leadership, the elder and staff will see those prayer requests. So feel free to send that to us. And yes, Jelaine, we're really good at spinning the baloney. You spin.
That is a great line.
You spend enough time with us as a staff, you would see that happens on the regular every week.
Especially sweaty baloney.
Oh,
Sweaty
baloney.
Yeah.
Wow.
I do like some fried bologna.
You like fried bologna, Dave?
I like fried bologna. I don't, it's one of those things.
Interesting.
I'm willing to try it, but I've never had bologna where I'm like, that's good.
Now, look, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Now, Darren knows this about me, okay? But it's a throwback to childhood. And if I have, like, my little favorite lunch sandwich is going to be some Oscar Mayer bologna, 2 slices of Oscar Mayer bologna on some bread with some Kraft American cheese slice and some mustard. Now, that just takes me back to my childhood, and it just tastes like it's my own little version of comfort food.
Right.
But I'm not saying it's a gourmet meal. I'm just saying that's definitely a get through.
I agree with you, Dave. But I mean, maybe I have that once every couple of years.
Oh no, I don't have it every day. That is not my everyday.
No, that's
definitely not.
That's the type of meal that I like to call a heart workout. You're giving that heart a workout from the get-go.
Yeah.
2 slices
that
of bologna.
American cheese.
Hey,
You're making it work, man. That's how you make the heart stronger.
Yuck other people's cows.
Because none of that's real. I know. None of that is real food. It's processed, make-believe cheese, make-believe meat product. Yeah.
So I make myself feel better by going to the deli counter and ordering 2 slices of boar's head bologna.
Oh, now look.
And some good American cheese, and that just makes me feel a little bit better.
The boar's head garlic bologna. Now that's good. That's even better than an Oscar Mayer stuff for sure.
Boar's head is the greatest deli meat on the planet. I mean, I've ever had. So we're just gonna say the planet because it is amazing. If you go to a sandwich shop and they'll have the sign on the outside that says "proudly serves boar's head," you are in for a good sandwich.
Yeah.
We have bologna in our refrigerator.
When I was a little
girl, I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum.
Thank you.
Because that's the thing I'm working on. But me personally, my wife loves bologna. Me personally, I don't. But do we keep bologna in the house because of Kelly? Yes, we do. But man, that taste just doesn't work for me. And like Dan, I've never thought I should deep fry this. I should fry this up. Throw this in a pan.
That's a lot of work.
I should grill it. I should fry it. Like, I've never thought that would make this over the top good. Now, my wife, she's on board with that, but that's just never been me. So I'm glad that y'all enjoy that.
You guys
if I were to make a sandwich that was for childhood, like my nostalgia sandwich, right? It wouldn't be bologna. It would be that, and this is no better. Okay, so this is not me like trumping and climbing like up and being like looking down my nose at y'all and your bologna sandwiches. This is that, that weirdly thin sliced Carl Budding or Buddig lunch meats that come in a weird little like vacuum package, and you open them up and they come out and it's so thin. It's like paper thin sliced deli meat. Carl Buddig was the brand. That's what I grew up eating.
Yuck.
And it is not better.
That stuff is nasty.
Yeah. I'm not trying to say it's better in any way.
No, that's just no.
I'm going to see what I can do to help you all understand what I'm talking about.
Hold on.
Listen, if I wanted a throwback sandwich from when I was a kid, I would take a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and smush most of it inside of a Ziploc baggie, because that's what it would come out of my lunch every day, because it would always get underneath the apple and the high C.
Smash.
And so half of it would be smushed. But there's just something about, if I were to go back and do that, I mean, I'm sure like just memories would come flooding in from having a smushed peanut butter and jelly sandwich. That
Is
man.
that where when you say smushed, like smushed is in the sense where the jelly is kind of soggied up the bread and it's kind of, you can see the purple or the red of the
Yeah.
jelly
Yeah, it's
color
like the
kind of filtering through the bread. Yeah.
yeah, it's like the thickness of a quesadilla. And
Right,
it
of
starts
course.
out like this, but after 3 hours in your backpack and under a high C and an apple, it's about this thin.
Hey Betty,
I don't
what
know
were you
how it
gonna-
does that. That's amazing.
Hey Betty, what were you gonna say?
When I was a little girl and figured this was back in the 50s, once in a while my mother would make fried bologna and fried potatoes for dinner. And we thought that was a treat. But when I look back on it now, that's when the money was real short at the end of the week, and that's all she had left in the refrigerator. So that's my memories of fried bologna.
At the end of washer stock every year, Mitch grills fried bologna sandwiches. And at first I thought, I'll tell you what, those things are good.
Now,
Especially when you've been outside all day.
April grew up with her bologna sandwiches, but they would put Doritos on the sandwich and put the bread. So all of my kids, when they do their bologna sandwiches, they put their Doritos on the sandwich too.
Neat.
So they love it.
Little extra crunch.
Let me
Yep,
tell you
nice.
what, that's an awesome idea. And I don't know why I couldn't, but whenever we did that as kids, my parents were like, hey, quit playing with your food. Like, I don't know why that counted as playing with my food, like taking chips and putting them on my sandwich. I think it was because it was constant up, down, up, down, up, down of the bread and stuff. And they were just like, just eat the meal.
Yeah.
You know, like you get that point as a parent sometimes. But that was playing with my food, me trying to put chips on my sandwich. But man, it's such a good difference when you're a kid. You're like, oh, this, you know, it got the crunch too. That's great stuff. I'm trying to find more Carl Buddig meats on YouTube or on the internet to show y'all, but they all look so appetizing. I know it's not what I'm talking about. Like they've really upped their art. I'm trying to find one from when I was a kid where they weren't even trying. Like the price was the only important thing because they were like, this is not going to be good. Okay, this is the best I can find, and it's not great because they've made it look even. I mean, okay, so this is just the actual like packaging now. This will work. Let's see here. Yeah. There, that's what I'm talking about right there.
That looks
Right,
gross.
and it's super thin. It's not a lot of meat.
Oh.
Like they try and pretty it up. Let me tell you, the chicken that's in this package here, does it look at all like the chicken that's in that wrap?
Oh, that looks great.
So that is a 2-ounce package. That is like enough for half a sandwich.
Yeah, seriously, 2 ounce?
This is, look, when I was a kid though, it was super cool, right? Because it's so much salt. It was so much sodium. This is low quality. There you go. That was hot. That's what I grew up eating instead of bologna. We had our share of bologna, don't get me wrong, but I don't need to go back to that world. And okay, look, Christina Murphy, same stuff. Her mom used to give them the package of pastrami while they shopped at the store so they could shop and eat. And she never knew the brand, so I brought it back. See, other people have had this, and here's the trick: it all tasted the same. Like the chicken, the turkey, the beef, the pastrami. When it's cut that thin, apparently it just all tastes the same. Like it was kind of like it tasted like salt, corn, and metal. You know, like it was. Oh, it was great. See, now from what I understand, at the price point, they have upped the quality of their meat. I'm just going to throw that out there. I'm looking at it now, and I'm seeing stores selling it for like $3 a pack. This was totally not that. This used to be like 49 cents a pack, and it was not considered quality meat. They may be better now,
I wonder if the USDA had to intervene there on the quality of meat and say, yeah, we may need to put all real animal parts in there.
What? Because someone thought it tasted like corn, metal, and salt?
But like, we need to use the actual meat parts of the animal.
Yeah, that'd be a good deal. Good deal. Hey, if you are joining us today, we're sorry we can't do our usual shout outs like we usually do because it's on YouTube Live. We couldn't get Facebook Live to work. For some reason, it's not functioning today, but we could do YouTube Live. So we're on YouTube Live. And if you're here joining us, please make a comment so that we can see that you're here, because we don't get to see anything else other than comments. We don't get to see a list of the people who are watching. It's not quite as easy to see. So if you want to let us know you're here, obviously if you have a prayer request, and what we do, this is called Coffee, Conversation, and Prayer. So we're gonna enjoy some coffee. I'm working on my second cup, but we also want to pray. And if you turn in anything as a prayer request, not only do we pray for that, we also pass that on to our elders and our leadership so that they can also pray over those requests, because we want to make sure that we as a church are committed to lifting up in prayer all the things going on in our body. So if you want to, you can leave a comment, you can drop a prayer request. We are more than glad to pray with you, and our leadership will pray. If you want to send a request that all of our leadership will see, you can send it to respond@rochestercoc.org. That is still something you can do. We want to make sure that any responses someone has, and whether it's requesting a Bible study or wanting a phone call or just submitting a prayer request, anything you need, we're here for that. And so you can submit that.
And Jelaine says you can get it for 79 cents at Meijer. Your little butter.
That's more
markup at some places.
That's more the budget Adam was talking about.
Well, see, I'm telling you what, I can remember the first time we go back to that boar's head quality. The first time I ever went to a deli at a kind of a more upscale marketplace. We were living in Dayton, Ohio, and Lisa got word from some folks at our church that we should go try this place in Dayton called Dorothy Lane Market. And it's very much like some of the markets that we have around here. And I walked in expecting my traditional, get my bologna for $2.99 a pound, and they had stuff at like $8.99 a pound and $9.99 a pound. And I'd never heard of boar's head before. I didn't know nothing about boar's head. And they gave me a sample slice and I was sold. That was it.
It's like the Trolls movie for $20.
But I'm telling you this, I will still slum it up sometimes, and I will eat my Oscar Mayer. I didn't grow up going to these nice fancy, stores like we often have. I grew up going to a store where you put the quarter in the cart and bag your own groceries. So yes, I definitely love me the good old whatever that Aldi brand bologna is with the Aldi brand processed cheese. It's all good to me.
All right. Have you ever taken a step down from bologna to like Braunschweiger and Scrapple?
Yes, I have.
Now, Spam is probably the best known product, but Scrapple and that Braunschweiger stuff, Kelly loves it. And that is a poor man's version of bologna, which is rough. Okay. Like that is not, that should not, I don't know why that exists. Kelly does.
I'll tell you this. I think so. Betty mentioned this, that, she grew up on some fried bologna and potatoes. And I say this with a lot of respect. Betty is from a generation that it experienced a lot of things. And I can tell you, I can remember my grandmother making a lot of things that I think were probably products of her generation. She grew up during the Depression era. They sometimes even called them Depression meals. And I think because of that connection with my grandmother and her generation, I probably had some of that Scrapple and some of those pieces that we normally don't think about eating of the animal. It's probably why I still even have a good love for occasional bag of pork rinds.
Okay, and here's some things. I've never had those meats. Adam, you said what? Bruckenswagen? What was the name of the one?
Basically, a Braun
I think he said
is the name of it.
Okay,
What's that?
I love scrapple because the name of it is just, that's beautiful. They just take all the scraps and just blend it together. So they live by their name. The other one sounds like, yeah, we just need to come up with a slick German sounding name for people to buy this stuff.
Okay, Julaine knows what I'm talking about. She calls it liverwurst.
Yes.
Keith loves Braunschweiger.
My grandparents had liverwurst, and they would give it to us in sandwiches.
I'm once again, I'm glad if you enjoy that for you, but I'm going to pass on that.
Oh. Yeah, just hearing that brings back some bad memories.
But I definitely think that it is I think in some ways it's very generational with some of those things, because it's, I mean, Gabby, I'll say this, if Gabby will eat some things, if you don't tell her what it is, she'll be like, this is really good. Gabby thinks that if you open up a jar of mayonnaise in front of her, she will about get the dry heaves. But she loves sushi. And I'm like, do you know that spicy stuff that's on top of the sushi, that's spicy mayo? You know, it's like, if you don't tell people what it is, they're okay with it.
Just don't tell me. That's right.
Okay, we may or may have not eaten things with the teens at our house that involved venison. And the kids are like, oh, this is awesome, man.
Yes.
This beef is great. Like, yeah, this is a great meal. Stuff like that they just don't know what it is. But like, so we have a meal in our family called Depression steak. And it comes from the generation that went through the Depression. My grandma, she would take a shank steak and pound it really thin and then deep fry it and do mashed potatoes and gravy with it. And it's still one of our favorite meals. It's a meal that goes a long ways, that you don't need a lot of meat. And, we talked about the generations that were more frugal because they went through the Great Depression. I wonder what it's going to look like after we're done with all this. If we have some more frugality in our nature after we go through whatever the economic ramifications of coronavirus are going to be. So, well, might be really interesting.
If we have some meat shortages, as some of the prognosticators are thinking that we might have, then maybe some of us will have a greater appreciation for impossible meat.
How about the Vienna sausages?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not ashamed to admit that I like my Vienna sausages.
Yeah.
The little jelly that's inside those Vienna sausages, it keeps them all fresh and everything.
Yeah. Look, my granddad, so my granddad and my brother both love those. But what's funny is my granddad, you know how some people say the word Italian, right? That they don't say Italian, they say Italian. My granddad calls them Vienna sausages. And I'm like, that's not how that word is said. But he's like, give me a can of them Vienna sausages.
Joey's dad.
And so that is a little more culture into that. I love it.
Yeah, I do like those little Vienna sausages. Those are good. See, I'm telling you all, you cannot get the body that I have without a deep appreciation of poorly processed foods.
Well, I feel like it started with the body than the body you have. I feel like I have a bigger version of the body you have, but I'm not eating Vienna sausages. My weakness for all kinds of like processed foods, like microwave burritos, those are my jam. Now here's what I love about microwave burritos. Lately, every bit of the world has been telling us, hey, don't cook things in the microwave in plastic containers, right? Because there's all kinds of stuff that could get from the food, like from the wrapper to the food and from the bowl to the food. Like, just don't microwave plastic containers. We've known that for at least 3, 4, 5 years. Microwave burritos are still like, hey, open the end of this plastic bag and just cook it in the bag. Because like, they know You're not here for your health. You've come here for something and it's not health. Go ahead and cook it in the bag. You're going to be fine. And they hand you this. Man, I still love me a microwave burrito. Like, yes, let's party, people. Let's just go microwave burritos for lunch today. Yes.
See, Hot Pockets kind of upgraded their process because we just got some breakfast Hot Pockets because we're all at home. We're like, okay, what do we want for breakfast now? You take it out of the plastic and there's a cardboard sleeve. You slide the Hot Pocket in and it like helps cook it. It's like has this like lining inside the cardboard that helps it cook evenly. So Hot Pocket, they've kind of stepped it up a little bit.
They totally did. And they were like, hey, whatever you do, don't cook this in plastic. That's bad for you. And burritos are like, if you're eating what we're serving, you probably don't have to worry about the carcinogens from the plastic.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing with a Hot Pocket.
Hey, I got a cool thing the other day. I have a buddy, Stephen Hovader, who is a minister, and he's put together this really cool thing. And it's called Sparks, and I'll try and get him close there. It says lighting the life of the Spirit, right? Or igniting the life of the Spirit. Sparks, and it's Prayer Sparks. It's this little box of cards, right? And so you just got like, they look like kind of playing cards, and on the back they say Sparks, right? So they look about that size, and it's just a box of these cards, and they're meant so that you can like just take one at random. And this one's a prayer card, and so right up top it says a prayer, and then it says, God, I'm amazed by, and it has a picture, and it's just a prayer prompt for you to talk to God about, something you're amazed by. God, I'm amazed by, right? And then, you go to another card, and then some of them are not prayers, some of them are just thoughts. Is there a moment in the last few days in which you might discern God's presence? Right. And so it's just a prompt to help you think about something going on. Here's a meditation one where you just meditate. Christ gladly welcomes you into his great joy, or gladly welcomes you. It is his great joy to invite you in. And I think these are just cool. See, here's a breath prayer. Laura, I know you've been giving us a few of these in some of your daily things. This one says, breathe in and pray grace, breathe out and pray peace, right? And so every day you can just shuffle and grab one or two of these cards. Where do you see faith and its fruit today?
That's really cool.
What are you becoming more open to, right? And it's just something, what have you created? It's just something that is meant to encourage you and encourage your spiritual life. These are actually coming to Kickstarter May 11th. In 3 days, this product will launch, meaning you'll be able to back it if you want to. And I think these are really cool. He sent me this and said, hey, play around with this, use this, utilize this in your own life, and tell me what you think. And so I'm going to write a little review for it because I think this is really cool.
I like that.
I think it'd be great.
Very cool.
I think it'd be great for like small groups and, my young adults. I'm going to try it with them on Tuesday, where we're going to pick a card at random and then everyone's going to answer, right? We'll just find one of the questions and everyone's going to answer because I don't know. Sure. Do you need this? No, but is it something that could help if you're going to use? Absolutely. And I think that groups can do it. So I got that. I don't hawk or trumpet a lot of products that come my way, but that one I really liked. And I thought that's a really cool idea. And it'll be on Kickstarter. May 11th is what he said. And so I don't know, maybe check those out. Dan and Philip, I'll have to let you give them a try with your groups.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, man, that's actually, I was thinking about that. I had Dan and Phil, you guys in mind when I'm seeing that. I was like, that is really cool. Even just for families, that's great.
Yes.
Yeah. I think family Devo time, like for those of you that do that at dinner, really easy box to just keep around, pull one out, Conversation started.
Hey, what the cost is going to be? Any idea?
I don't. This is the note that came with it, and it basically just says, "Friends, I'm glad to share my little project with you. Been working on Sparks for a while now. It feels awesome to start getting it into hands of people. Hope they're a useful tool in cultivating your spiritual life. Right now, they're going to a small circle of people I love and respect, and some people that they love and respect. Soon, I hope we can broaden that circle, and I could use your help getting the word out. The next step is a Kickstarter launch going live on May 11th. That's all I got. There is a website, sparks.cards, but I don't know if it has a price point on it yet. Sparks.cards. In some ways, it's kind of a placeholder to make sure that you pay attention to the Kickstarter. But if there is a price point there, y'all can let me know, or someone can look it up. But sparks.cards is the website. But I was really impressed with this product. I think it's a cool idea.
Very cool.
No cost information, but you can put in your name and email address, and they'll give you updates.
Yeah.
That's really creative.
Those are good things to put into cards you send to people too. Just give them something else to think about.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, you could just slide one in there.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's a great idea, Betty.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick me up a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too. I love that.
Yeah, I've enjoyed this. I don't know. There might be I don't know if they will, but there might be a bonus if you buy like a certain number of them. You know, like for instance, they may be $11 a piece, but if you buy 6, you can get them for 50 or something like that.
Right.
But if they have that, maybe we can all go in for some. Save a little money, but we'll see.
Yeah, good way to.
I think they look cool.
Good way to support him and his ministry too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love this. The simple ideas that have big impact like that. That's really neat. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a little experiment today. I think we tried our best at doing some sort of live stream. Hope those that were able to join us today were blessed by just a little bit of conversation. Hopefully on Monday we can be able to join our normal way and be able to interact a lot more with those online. But until then, I say we're just going to wrap up with a prayer here and pray for those that are still struggling with isolation, with being far apart from each other, with just struggles of being home. And we're going to pray for God's presence to be abundantly clear in everyone's lives. So if everyone would pray with me as we wrap up today. God, we are so grateful and thankful for your unending grace and unending mercy. God, we, several, if not all of us, are struggling with what today is and our world around us. And it's just a constant struggle of sadness and grief mixed in with just the joys that do come along in our days. God, it's really hard. And God, I just pray today against all things that are not from you. I pray against negativity and against being against each other. But God, I just ask that you stir in our hearts and may the Spirit just be abundantly clear that we are here to spread your love and your grace that you have given to us so freely. God, thank you for this ability, even though it's limited in what we're doing today. God, I know that at least some are out there to be able to hear this message and to know that you are present and that you are there every step of the way, even though we feel by ourselves and on an island. God, you are there, and we are grateful and thankful for that today. Thank you for your blessings of a new day. God, I just ask that you be with those that are struggling with their health, either just their regular health struggles that have been ongoing, or God, for those out there that are struggling with this current pandemic issue that we have. God, I just pray for those that are really struggling today. God, let us be your light to everyone that we come in contact with, and let us always be able to reach out and to take care of those around us. God, that's what we're here to do. Thank you for all your many blessings. Thank you for Jesus. We pray this in Jesus' holy name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, everybody. That's it for today. We'll hopefully be back online on Monday. But until then,
Hopefully.
have a great weekend.
Yeah.
See you later.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
That's
Mother's
right.
Day.
Don't forget,